Members of the opposition returned for plenary sitting today for the first time in more than a month since they took the decision to boycott the House sittings in protest over the government failure to furnish them with a substantive response on human rights abuses. What returned them to the House was to get that exact statement that was delivered by the State Minister for Internal Affairs, General David Muhoozi. However, to them, the statement was largely about deny, deny, and deny. Because the statement was listed among the last items to be discussed, Kira Municipality Member of Parliament Ibrahim Semujunganda moved a motion through a point of procedure to have the order paper amended to bring the statement forward.
Those of us who have not been coming here, we have millions of people that we represent here. Their expectation is that a matter of this magnitude will actually persuade you to give it priority. So the procedure accompanied with the request, Madam Speaker, is that you vary the order paper like you have done in many other instances before.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, heeded the call, but at a time when none of the Ministers for Internal Affairs was present to deliver the statement, leaving Parliament to proceed with the scheduled business.
I am the one who put this on the order paper, and I want it sorted today. And I am going to bring it before Netball. I'll bring it, some of you, I'll bring it out before Netball, because I know Netball will take a lot of time. This one of laying papers, can you lay your paper? And we go to the net.
General David Muhoozi's statement touched on the 7 concerns raised by the opposition, though it rebuffed the matter about Uganda being one of the top abusers of human rights.
The statement that Uganda is among the worst human rights abusers in the world is sweeping, unsubstantiated, and false.
About the 18 missing people, Muhoozi noted that it had been difficult for the police to carry out investigations as the relatives of the disappeared persons had been stopped by the National Unity Platform Party from talking to them.
The next of kin of the reported missing persons, first of all, didn't cooperate with the police investigators until the police team had to hold out as members of an NGO in order to interview these people. For example, Nabakoza Florence, the next of kin of Wangoro Dennis, alias Shafiq, declined to meet the investigators, stating that she had not got instructions from NUP to meet any person.
On the matter of John Bosco Chibalama, who the Prime Minister Robin Anabanja had once admitted was in the hands of the security personnel, the minister stated that witnesses did not identify the vehicle in which he was taken.
Some cases where the leader of opposition attributed an alleged disappearance to security had been reported earlier by the relatives of these people as unwitnessed disappearances. And these include Kasumba George, Kisembo Godfrey, and Kibalama John Bosco. Despite most of the alleged occurrences being reported to have taken in broad daylight, none of the alleged witnesses mentioned the registration number plates of the alleged vehicles involved.
About the deaths of 56 people on November 18th and 19th, 2020 during riots that erupted after presidential candidate Robert Chagulanyi was arrested, the indication was that there was no conclusive report on the cause. The minister said that this was because the security vehicles that were said to have been used to commit the atrocities, like Police Truck 17, the registration numbers could not be identified or they were not involved.
Are not conclusive regarding the alleged involvement of the crew of a vehicle mentioned as UP 999 and marked number 17 on its door in the November 2020 riots. The BBC documentary dubbed Free Killings has been established to be the source of this allegation. The registration number of the said motor vehicle is not shown and is under verification. Where the clip was taken, when and by whom are not easily ascertainable to enable the requisite verification of the contents of the said clip.
The statement indicated that some of the names on the list were fictitious and the claims are unsubstantiated.
It has also been established that there is a well-orchestrated smear campaign of aiding people who seek to go abroad in search of livelihood opportunities to claim political persecution and/or persecution for belonging to sexual minorities. These false and mendacious claims against government are unfortunately sometimes believed by those in the host countries who are gullible to take these claims as true without verification.
The opposition will respond to the statement next Tuesday, though the MPs feel it is empty and an indictment on the government.
Initially, the minister had arrogantly said that he had nothing to say. He said he had already said enough and he had nothing to add on. Happily today he had something to add on, okay? He yielded to pressure and said something. But that's not enough, because they are simply denying themselves on many things. Even a patrol that everybody saw on the shooting rampage November 2020, he was able to deny it.
Invariably, the end game should be accountability, not merely creating statements without substance. Even matters over which the public has immense knowledge, the regime believes that the public is gullible. Where artificial accidents were created, where people were shot on the spot, the regime believes and continues to delude itself that we have no information.
We want to thank the executive for responding. Although they have been sluggish in responding on these issues, yet they should have taken them so seriously. We don't know why, but possibly when you look at the report, it required some details which one wanted it to really get to either the victims or to the ground. And I think it was a comprehensive report.
After the brief response by the leader of opposition, Mathias Mpuga, the Speaker of Parliament never wasted any time but decided to adjourn the House immediately, possibly avoiding a walkout by the members of the opposition, who stated that they would return on Tuesday next week with a comprehensive response to the statement by General David Muhoozi. Jackson Onyango, NTV at Parliament.